Hello, it's Colette again at YinYogaLifestyle.com. Tight hips affect everything from your ability to walk to simply being able to pick something up off the floor. Tight hips reduce your flexibility, causing overuse of the spine. Opening your hips will improve range of motion and circulation and decrease back pain. This is good news if you're an athlete or just love to keep your body's joints, ligaments, and tendons in prime condition. Yogic philosophy indicates that the hips can become a storage ground for negative feelings and buried emotions, especially ones related to control in our lives. Hip opening can also have a profound effect upon our mind. We may feel more relaxed, energized, and sometimes even more creative. You will notice some alternate poses throughout the video. Use your discretion and come into the posture slowly. Stop the video and restart if you need to, allowing you to use the required props to support your yin pose. Pain and pinching is not good. Aim for a nice dull ache instead. Remember to always check with your healthcare provider to make sure these exercises are right for you. So let's get started and love your hips. Coming into your most comfortable seated position, if your knees are floating, please take a second blanket and sit on top of that as well, letting the hips roll forward and therefore the knees to roll forward too. If the knees are still floating, please support them with blocks or blankets. Palms face down. Take a nice deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. And then begin to flip the palms up towards the sky, bringing the first finger and the thumb together into mudra. Allow the crown of the head to reach up towards the sky. And take a nice deep breath. Breathe into your hips and into your belly. Breathe into your ribs and into the very tips of your lungs. Exhale through the nose. As you inhale and exhale, allow the crown of the head to reach up towards the sky, lengthening through the back of the neck and into the spine. Let your shoulder blades drip down your back and release the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and exhale, taking your breath deep into your body. Breathe into the soles of your feet. Breathe into the palms of your hands. Breathe into your ears, your eyes. Breathe into the membrane that covers the top of the skull. And breathe now into every hair follicle on your head. Breathe deeply into your belly and let the breath wrap around to the lower back. As the breath wraps around to the lower back, let the breath, as you inhale again, rise up the spine to the nape of the neck. Let the breath exhale down the spine to the lower back. Begin to feel the breath rise up the spine to the nape of the neck. And release the exhale down the spine. Inhale again. Breathe and let the breath rise up again to the nape of the neck. And let the breath and exhale release down the spine. Using this visual or feeling it as a warmth rising up the spine and down the spine and a circular motion. Allow yourself just to begin to feel relaxation as you inhale and exhale anything unwanted. Sitting quietly, enjoy the rise and fall of your breath. And for the time remaining in this short meditation, enjoy the quietness and enjoy the sound of your breath. And the next time you hear my voice, you will open your eyes gently. opening your eyes gently, halfway to begin with. Inhale, open your eyes fully now as we get ready to begin our hip opening sequence. Coming into child's pose, take your blanket and spread it out onto your mat. As you kneel on the blanket, sit back on your heels and then take your first block, place it in front of your knees, and the second block about a foot away from the first. Place your bolster vertically over the blocks and then gather the edge of the bolster closest to your body in towards your belly. Let the upper body cascade forward and thread your arms underneath the bolster. Allow yourself to bring either the left or the right cheek onto the bolster, whichever feels the most comfortable for you at this point. If you need to roll a blanket and place it under the backs of the knees for extra support, by all means do that. Inhale and exhale. Child's pose is a healing, restful pose, useful anytime a break is needed. It's great for anxiety or if you're feeling a little frustrated. Take your breath deep into your body. Inhale and exhale. The meridians and organs affected through child's pose are the spleen and stomach meridians. These are compressed while the kidneys and the urinary bladder meridians are being stretched. The joints affected are the spine and the ankles. While in child's pose, breathing deeply can create almost a massage for your internal organs as you take your breath. So really important to breathe here. And as you direct the breath, try to direct the breath into your kidneys and expand the side body. And allowing yourself to breathe deeply into your belly. The rise and fall of the breath begins to massage the digestive system. Allowing yourself just some nice deep inhale, so, and exhale, hum. As you inhale and exhale, allow yourself to begin perhaps visualize that breath as it rises up the spine to the nape of the neck and exhale down the spine. As you turn your head to the other side, allow yourself again to inhale and exhale. As you inhale and exhale, begin to feel the upper body relax even more. For the time remaining in your child's pose, allow yourself to relax. Breathe deeply. Inhale and exhale. Breathe into the lower back, into the kidneys, and into the side body. Allow yourself to feel that wonderful massage of the internal organs as you breathe deeply into your belly. Enjoy. Taking some deep breaths again into the lower back and into the hips, we're going to move out of child's pose very slowly. Allow yourself to gently raise up. And as you raise up onto your hands and your knees, hands by your sides of your bolster, lengthening the arms out, lengthen through the legs into a nice downward dog as you lift the hips. Take the forehead or the hairline onto the bolster and just enjoy the nice stretch through the back of the legs. Come down onto your hands and your knees and sit on your heels. Coming into baby dragon, come onto your hands and your knees. Place your hands onto your bolster in front of you and step the right leg forward. You can begin to support the upper body with the hands onto the bolster and keeping the arms long. The second alternative is to take a second bolster and place it onto the first. Bring your hands onto the bolster and step the right leg forward, allowing a little bit more support, allowing the upper body to rise a little bit higher. Keep the back toe curled or log. You can bring the elbows onto the bolster and allow the upper body to lower very gently. Support your head with your hands underneath your chin. Coming back to your full baby dragon, step the right leg forward, hands onto your bolster, and here you can just begin to lower the upper body onto the bolster. Much deeper posture. Bring your elbows onto the bolster and support your chin with your hands. Or alternately, you can eventually bring your hands underneath your forehead. As you begin to support the head, breathe deeply into the hips and let the upper body relax. Inhale and exhale. Eventually, the upper body can begin to cascade onto the bolster. And if you're really feeling a little bit more flexible, then you can wrap that arm around the right leg. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale. Taking your breath. If you're feeling a little tug through the inner thighs, it's your liver giving you a little bit of a wave. And as the liver gives you a bit of a wave, then we are going to make sure that there's no pinching or pain anywhere in the lower back or in the hips or even in the knees. Anywhere that you might feel a little bit of pinching or pain, I'd advise you to come out of the posture very gently, because that means there is a little bit of a nerve compression somewhere. So we want to make sure that we are comfortable and we are feeling as if we can take that breath into those areas that may be causing resistance. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And settle into your dragon pose for a few more minutes. And just try to relax as you let the upper body relax even more onto the bolster. And enjoy your time in your dragon. Dragon is a deep, very deep groin and hip opener, and it really gets into the joint. So it begins to stretch the quadriceps and also the back leg, hip flexors. So it can be a very deep, deep posture should you want it to be. Preparing to come out of dragon, take the right arm from behind the right foot and lengthen out through the arms by pressing the palms into the bolster. Lengthen out through the right leg and take it back in line with the left. And sit back into a child's pose just for a brief moment, allowing the arms to come by the sides if that feels good to you. And when you're ready, allow yourself to move onto your hands and your knees. Take your arms by your bolster, and here lift the hips into a downward dog. Walk the hands slightly forward on either side of the bolster and place the top of the head, or almost where the hairline begins, onto your bolster. Then kneel back down onto your hands and your knees. Sit back on your heels and take a breath. On your next inhalation, we're moving into the other side. Come onto your hands and your knees and step the left leg forward this time. Again, hands are on the bolster. Whichever variation of dragon or alternative posture, allow yourself to begin to feel the upper body relax onto the bolster. Bring your hands either on your chin or on your forehead, supporting the head at all times. You can flatten or curl the back toes, whichever is comfortable for you. And when you're ready, see if we can cascade that upper body onto the bolster and maybe wrap that left arm around the left foot, behind the left foot and around it. Inhale and exhale. Again, taking your breaths. Dragon can be a wonderful posture for sciatica. And the many variations of dragon posture can work deeply into the hip socket. They're exciting all those fibroblasts into the body. And once those fibroblasts begin to excite, the tendons and the ligaments start to build more of themselves. Beginning to prepare to come out of dragon on the left side, allow yourself to very gently Move the hand from behind the foot and stretch out the left leg. The left leg back in line with the right knee, and sit back into a child's pose just for a brief moment, allowing the arms to come by the sides if that feels good to you. And when you're ready, allow yourself to move onto your hands and your knees. Take your arms by your bolster, and here lift the hips into a downward dog. Walk the hands slightly forward on either side of the bolster and place the top of the head, or almost where the hairline begins, onto your bolster. Then kneel back down onto your hands and your knees. Sit back on your heels and take a breath. Coming into frog pose, spread your blanket generously across your yoga mat. Take the first block and place it towards your knees, and the second block a foot away from the first. Place your bolster across the blocks vertically, and then allow yourself to bring the knees as wide as you can on either side of your bolster. Take your elbows down to the bolster and then flip the inside of your feet towards the blanket. The bony part of the foot is facing up towards the sky, and the toes are pointing away from the body. The knees and the hips are in line with each other, and just allow the upper body to relax as the chin rests onto the bolster. Thread the arms underneath the bolster and hug the bolster towards your body. If needed, by all means, place a second bolster on top of the first bolster to give you more support. This is the first phase of frog. Coming into the second phase of frog, now we know the alternates for coming into frog. We're going to come into a much deeper frog in this position. Bring the hands onto the bolster, spread the knees apart, again bringing the inner arches onto the blanket. Come down onto your elbows, and as you come onto your elbows, let the little bit of an arch happen in that lower back. You might be able to bring your hands onto either side of the bolster, onto the mat, and then bring your left or right cheek onto the bolster, cascading the upper body absolutely totally onto the bolster. The knees and the hips are in line. The knees and the ankles are in line. And the inner arches of the feet are settled onto the mat or the blanket. If you're not feeling anything, then slightly shift the hips back towards your heels. And that should begin to tug a little bit more through the inner thighs. Not so much that it's painful, just enough that you have a deep, dull ache sensation. A little compression happening in the lower back is stimulating the kidneys. And take a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. The spleen and the liver are getting a good stimulation as they run through the inner hip creases and through the inner thighs. And of course the kidneys and the urinary bladder meridians that run down either side of the spine. In some cases, you're able to stretch the arms forward. And once the arms come forward, then we get into giving a good massage for the heart, lung, small and large intestine meridians that run through the arms. When you're ready, you can take the other cheek onto the bolster and begin to relax. And perhaps now, as the upper body begins to relax, the knees begin to slide away from each other ever so slightly. Inhale and exhale. And as you settle into this new frog posture, allow yourself to begin to scan your body for any resistance you might be holding anywhere else. And if you're holding resistance in other parts of your body, then breathe into those areas. It could be into the shoulders, or into the knees, or into the neck. Maybe it could be into the ankles. But as long as there's no pinching or pain, just a nice dull ache, continue to breathe deeply. And now as you move into a new way of being into your frog posture, the knees might slide away even more. We're very gradually going to draw our hands onto the mat and lifting our bodies up and draw the knees together. And as we slide the knees together, remove your bolster and sit onto your left hip, lengthening the legs out in front, fingertips facing forward and the heel of the hands facing back as you lengthen through the arms. And take some windshield wipers as you bend the knees and take the knees from side to side. Gather the knees in towards your chest and round the spine, bringing your forehead to the knees and wrapping your arms around the shins. Lying on our back now, arms into airplane arms, and drawing the knees in towards our chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and gently rock from side to side, massaging through the lower back and the kidneys. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor and lengthen the arms out. The arms are in airplane arms in line with the shoulders, and let the knees roll all the way over to the left, trying to draw the knees as close to the upper body as possible. Turn your head to the right if it feels comfortable, and breathe into the lower back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Allowing ourselves, as we twist, imagining our body as a dirty sponge and bringing out all that dirty water as if it were detoxing. And as we detox through our breath and through our kidneys, allow ourselves to roll back to center and release the knees over to the other side. Again, inhaling and exhaling, releasing any stale air, any unwanted air, and again turning our head to the left and taking a nice deep breath here. Drawing the knees in towards the upper body. And again, relaxing into our twist. Bringing the knees back to center and the soles of the feet onto the floor. Now lengthen the legs. Take the arms up over our head and give ourselves a full body stretch here. Pointing and flexing the toes if you like. Bring the arms by your sides. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Draw the knees in towards your chest again. Wrap your arms around your shins or under your knees and rock from side to side. Here you can roll up to seated. You can rock your full length of your spine and rock all the way up to seated. Or roll onto your right side and sit up. Once you sit up, take a nice deep breath. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Close your eyes. And when you're ready, take hold of your bolster and put your bolster underneath your knees. As you draw the bolster horizontally underneath your knees, you're going to begin to sit back and lie back. And as you lie back with your arms by your sides with the palms face up, separate your knees as wide as your bolster if you like. Part the teeth and let the eyes float in the eye sockets. Let the inner arches of the feet roll away from each other. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you like, you can bring yourself into an affirmation. I feel relaxed. I feel centered and balanced. I feel better than before. Breathe deeply into every cell in your body, imagining creating harmony and balance and well-being. And the next time you hear my voice, you will awake feeling much better than before. Beginning now to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And take the arms up over your head and give yourself a full body stretch. Bring the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and gently rock from side to side, massaging the lower back and the kidneys. And come to roll all the way over onto your right side, staying here for a few moments while you breathe into the lower back. Breathe, breathe. Come to gently sitting up into your most comfortable seated position, feeling fine and in much, much better health. We're going to take 3 shrugs of the shoulders. Inhale, squeeze, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, squeeze, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, squeeze, exhale through the mouth. Inhale the arms all the way up. Bring your hands into prayer at your heart center, and as you exhale, allow yourself to bow your head in honor of yourself today. Thank you for watching. Namaste.